Who do you belong to? Luke POV. What are you doing? I ask Lyric, who is sitting on the floor in front of the bathroom. Making sure Nancy is okay. I look at the door and then back at her. Zayden is in there with her. You don't have to worry. I hold my hand out and she puts her hand in mine. I help her up and she looks at the door. Nancy was crying. Why? We walk upstairs and she leads me to her room. I honestly don't know. We sit down on the bed and she looks at me. She crawls towards me and I lean back. I want to kiss you. My eyes widen as she straddles me. Why do you want to kiss me? A pout crawl on her lips. I'm lonely. Me and Zadie haven't had sex in a while. She leans down and places her lips on top of mine. I kiss her back and she smiles in the kiss. Kiss me more. She deepens the kiss and starts grinding against me. I pull away and she bites her lip. I flip us over and she squeals. She wraps her arms around my neck and I lick her bottom lip. Fuck me. She whispers out. Why are you on top of Bunny? Lyric POV. Me and Luke look towards the door and see Zadie leaning against the doorway. Luke tries to pull away from me, but I wrap my legs around his waist. I got lonely and Luke is keeping me company. A menacing smile crawls on Zadie's lips. Good night, Luke. If you're staying the night, go to a room far from this room. Luke tries to move again and I hug him tight. No. Why can't he stay with me? Luke, stay here with me. I lick the corner of his lips and he looks at me. How about I stay the night? We can talk more in the morning. I shake my head and pout. Lyric, as of right now my only choice is to leave unless I want to be dead. I look over at Zadie and see that he is still smiling at us. I let Luke go and he gets up. Kiss me one last time. I grab his arm and he lets out a sigh. He gives me a quick kiss on the lips and I pout. That wasn't a kiss. He walks out leaving me and Zadie. I sit on my legs and smile at Zadie. Are you going to keep me company? He walks up to me and lifts my head up. He crashes his lips to mine and I smile. Before I can deepen the kiss he pulls away. Why did you stop? I shiver at the look he's giving me. I love the way you're looking at me. He plays with the collar that is around my neck. Zadie, why aren't you saying anything? He pulls out a remote and I arch my eyebrow. What's that? All of a sudden I feel a shock of electricity run through my body. Ah. I feel tears in my eyes and I look up at Zadie. WHY? I whisper out. He smiles at me. Bunny, who do you belong to? He pushes the button again and I fall back on the bed. Stop. Not once have I let anyone put their lips on you. Why did he have his lips on you? I reach for his hand that is holding the remote. He raises his hand out of my reach and pushes the button. Bunny, you're not pure. I have to make you pure again. I close my eyes at the pain. Stop. He turns it off and my body goes numb. Bunny, who do you belong to? He lifts my face and I let out a soft laugh. Why you? I belong to Zadie. He smiles at me and crashes his lips to mine. I moan in the kiss and he pushes me back. He takes his clothes off and then rips the dress off of me. I put my face in the pillow and lift my ass up in the air. I bite my lip and he slowly comes inside me. Fuck me. He slaps my ass and then starts fucking me. I feel my eyes roll to the back of my head as he slams his hips against mine. He pulls me up by my hair and he groans. Fuck. You're so fucking tight. He pulls at my nipples and I laugh. More, fuck me more. He licks my ear and I shiver. Who do you belong to? He whispers in my ear as he flips me on my back. He rubs my clit and I feel myself getting close. He slows down and I whine. No, don't stop. Fuck me. He slowly moves inside me and I gasp, so deep. He groans in my ear, answer my question, and then you can come. I crash my lips to his and he bites my lip. I wrap our tongues together and he pulls away. I belong to Zadie. He sits up and grabs my waist. I arch my back as he fucks me harder. Fuck. I'm coming. He rubs my clit and I push his hand away. I didn't know Bunny was a squirter. He laughs out and I feel my eyes grow heavy. He taps my face. Nope, wake up. I haven't even come yet and plus we're doing rounds tonight. I scream in ecstasy as he stirs my insides. He quickly pulls out and comes on my face. I touch my face and then put my finger in my mouth. Zadie tastes good. Next morning, I wake up to the sound of Cookie barking. I slowly open my eyes and see Zadie sleeping beside me. It takes me a second to realize that he has his arms wrapped around me. How are you up so early in the morning after going 5 rounds? I look at Zadie and he slowly rubs his eyes. He lets me go and turns his back to me. Go back to sleep. I slowly sit up. I have to go clean myself off. You did come all over me. He groans in response and I slowly walk to the bathroom. I look at myself in the mirror and see love bites all over my body. I pull up the collar and laugh. I forgot I even had this thing on. I brush my teeth and then wash my face. I take a 30-minute shower and then come out. I look around. I don't have a robe to wear. I come out of the bathroom and see the shirt Zadie had on last night. I shrug my shoulders and put it on. I walk downstairs to the kitchen and see Luke and Nancy. Good morning, Nancy. Morning, Luke. Nancy shows me a small smile and Luke looks at me as he sips his coffee. Morning. He looks at me up and down. Had fun last night? I sit down on the stool and swing my legs back and forth. Yep. Zadie fucked me good last night. We went 5 rounds. I hold up my hand and he laughs. I look at Nancy. Nancy, are you okay? Nancy looks at me and slowly nods her head. Yes, I'm fine. I'm sorry for making you worry. She sets a plate in front of me and Luke. Thank you. Nancy, sit down and eat with us. You never eat when I eat. She makes herself a plate and then sits down on the other stool. Are you okay? It seems like Zayden was pretty rough last night. I put a fork full of eggs in my mouth and nod my head. Yeah, I'm okay. Look, I have hickeys all over my body. I pull up my shirt to show her and Luke chokes on his food. Can you not do that at the table? He takes a sip of his coffee and I laugh. You're a big boy. You can handle it. He playfully glares at me and I hold my right leg up. I even have them on my legs. Zadie was the best last night. His eyes widen. You don't have on any underwear. Close your legs. I put my leg down. I don't wear them. He puts his hand over his heart. This is not good for my heart. We hear Nancy laugh and we look at her. I'm sorry. I quickly shake my head. No, don't apologize. Laugh, laugh again. You're prettier when you laugh. You should smile and laugh more often. Luke nods his head. I agree. You do have a beautiful laugh. She looks at Luke and then at me. Thank you? Luke drops his head. Stop being so proper with us. Just relax. Luke looks at me. Where's Zayden? I point upstairs. He's still sleeping. I get up and open the back door. Kovu walks in and I rub his head. Hi, Kovu. I missed you. I hug his neck and he rubs against me. We hear a knock on the door and I look at Nancy. Luke stops her from getting up. I'll get it. I can tell that you rarely get visitors. I stand up and Kovu stands in front of me. A minute later Luke comes back with Kane and Neil behind him. Where the hell is he? I point upstairs. He's still sleeping. Kane lets out a long sigh and looks at Luke. Do you want to tell me what happened last night? I look at Nancy and she looks at her hands. Why would Zayden kill him there? That could have been your ass if y'all were to get caught. Before I can say anything Neil interrupts. Zayden didn't kill him, did he? Nancy tenses up and Neil looks at her. Were you forced to kill him? She slowly shakes her head. No. I did that on my own accord. I'm sorry that I put you through the trouble. Neil and Kane look at each other and then move away from us to talk. What do we do? She apologized. Zayden doesn't even apologize to us. Cade is the same way. Kane says and Neil hums in response. She didn't even say it sarcastically. We can't be mad at her. Neil says and I laugh. They both clear their throats, apology accepted. They say at the same time. Luke rolls his eyes and Kane looks at him, ready for your tattoo? Luke nods his head and smirk, so soon? Elias Tucker. Zayden POV. I feel something heavy on my chest making it hard for me to breathe. I slowly open my eyes and see Bunny's cat sleeping on my chest. I push him off and he screeches, "Who told you to sleep on me?" He meows back and I groan. I need to take a shower. I walk to my room and walk to the bathroom. I brush my teeth and wash my face. I take a 10-minute shower and then head downstairs. I hear voices as I get closer to the kitchen. I walk in and see Luke getting tattooed. Are you here to fuss me out about last night? I ask Kane as I go in the refrigerator. No, we already settled it. Are you going to apologize for it? I look at him and smile. Nope, it's already settled, isn't it? He sucks his teeth and Neil laughs. We know you didn't kill him. I look at Nancy. I told them I was sorry for giving them trouble. Neil throws his arm around her shoulders. Nancy is our favorite. She apologized. You would never do that. I look over at Bunny and see that I left hickeys all over her body. Bunny, is that my shirt? She looks at me and smile. Yeah, I couldn't find a robe. She walks up to me. Zadie was the best last night. I have love bites all over my body because of you. I look at Luke and he clears his throat. As long as you don't kill me or hurt me too bad, I'm good with what you're about to do. I smile. No need to worry. I sit down and Nancy sets a plate in front of me. Why haven't you booked a flight to Greece yet? I look at Kane. Because I'm doing something else right now. There's no need to rush. Edith Spring. I stop at what I'm doing. Edith Spring was that woman's name. She has a half-brother, Elias Tucker. Kane shows me a picture of the man and Bunny looks at the picture. Tucker? Zadie isn't the... I cut her off by giving her a threatening look and she flinches. Kane raises his eyebrow. What are you keeping from us? I eat my food, nothing that you should worry about. He looks at Bunny and then at me. I'm not going to push forward. This better not affect any of us, but yourself. I nod my head and smile, of course. I look over at Bunny and she is playing with Kovu. Zayden, you have a lot of clothes that can fit me. Why? I look at Luke and he laughs. Really? How far ahead did you plan? You were going to invite me over sooner or later, weren't you? I nod my head. Yep. We have somewhere to be after your tattoo. Bunny sits down beside me. Can I come along? When do I ever leave you behind? She laughs. Never. I pull out a picture and show Nancy. Her eyes widen and then she smiles. So that girl is you. She looks at me. You didn't recognize me? I shake my head. Nancy, when did we first meet each other? She slowly shakes her head. I don't want to bring up my past. Not again, please. Well, we're going to go ahead and go. Luke got his tattoo. So, see you when you kill someone. Neil says as he and Kane walk out. Luke looks at his tattoo and then at me. Where are we going? I look at Nancy. Me and you have known each other since high school, haven't we? Nancy nods her head. I finish up my food and look at Nancy. Go put some clothes on. Bunny, come with me. Nancy's eyes widen. You're taking me out again. I nod my head and Bunny grabs my arm. Yep. I walk upstairs and Bunny starts humming. You can pick out what you want to wear. She squeals. Really? Yay. We walk in my room and she looks around. I thought I wasn't allowed in here. Can I keep this shirt? I raise my eyebrow. Why? She laughs. Because it smells like you. I walk in the closet and she follows behind me. Pick out what you want to wear. She reaches for a mini dress and I raise my eyebrow. You want to wear a dress? She nods her head and takes my shirt off. She puts the dress on and plays with the collar around her neck. Makes it easier for you to fuck me. She bites her lip and I pull her towards me. You still want some more after last night? She wraps her arms around my neck, maybe. I crash my lips to hers and she smiles in the kiss. I lick her bottom lip and she opens her mouth. I push her against the wall and I pull her left leg up. I pull away and kiss down her neck and she moans. We hear someone clear their throat and I turn around and see Luke. I rather not wait for you two to have your fuck session. Bunny puts her leg down and laughs. It's okay, Luke. It would have been a quickie. I'm hard and you interrupted us. Now I have to think about the time I had bad sex. Luke rolls his eyes and we walk out. Where are we going? I look at Luke and smile. We have 3 whole stops to do. It will all make sense once we get to them. We walk downstairs. What are these stops? We walk outside, my old house, Nancy's old house, and my old high school. I put my shades on and he does the same thing. Zayden, I don't want to go back to that place. I want to forget for a reason. I look at Nancy. I need to get my memory back. You've been with me for longer than 2 years. There's a picture of me and you when we were younger. We get in the car and Bunny starts humming. Zadie, are we going to kill anybody today? I look in the rearview mirror and smile at Bunny. I don't know. Let's see how the day goes for right now. Luke looks at me and shakes his head. How long is this ride anyway? I hold up 2 fingers, 2 hours. We're stopping by my old house first to see if I overlooked anything. 2 hours later and we are standing in front of my old home. Bunny runs inside. Do not fall through that ceiling. She laughs. Aye, Captain. We walk in and I look over at Nancy and see her looking around. Why do you want your memory back? You said you were fine without it. You said you weren't losing any sleep. I put my shades on top of my head. Let's get to looking. She crosses her arms and walks to the living room. Do Lyric even know what she's looking for? Luke asks as we go into a bathroom. I shake my head. Nope. I go into my sister's room and look around. Everything is just burnt. I look at Luke. Nancy is hiding something from me. He looks up at me and then out the door to make sure Nancy didn't hear. What makes you say that? I kick over a few things. She seems very hesitant to help me get my memory back. She knows something that I don't. Either she's doing it to protect me or doing it to protect herself. He hums in response. What do you think she might be doing? I laugh. Maybe she's going to try to kill me for killing her family. Nancy walks in with a box and I raise my eyebrow. I found this in your old room. She hands me the box and I open it. There's nothing in here. All that's in here is a piece of paper. I look at the paper and see that it has something written on it. You still don't remember? How long will it take? I don't want to come after you unless you remember me. I fold the paper up and put it in my pocket. Do you know who wrote it? I look at Luke and shake my head. No, I don't. This person is also connected with the woman I killed in the backyard the other day. All of a sudden we hear a loud crash. We rush to the living room and see a hole in the ceiling. Bunny, where the hell are you? She looks down at us and laughs. I was just walking and this happened. Lyric, get from down there now. I look at Luke and raise my eyebrow. What's wrong? He keeps his eyes on Bunny. This place is about to collapse. Lyric, come down now. I look up through the hole and I laugh. Bunny, jump down or you're going to get crushed. Luke looks at me and rolls his eyes. Lyric, jump down now. Bunny jumps down and seconds later I feel the house shake. I quickly grab Nancy's hand and run outside. I look behind me and see Luke carrying Bunny. Once we get outside I laugh as we watch my old house collapse. Didn't see that coming. How did you know that was going to happen? I ask Luke as he puts Bunny down. I notice that the house platform was barely standing. One gust of harsh winds and the house would have fallen over. I guess it couldn't take the weight of 4 people at once. Bunny hugs Luke and put her head on his chest. I like being carried by you. Next stop, Nancy's old home. I look at her and she looks at me. Do we really have to go back? What's there? I smile at her. You're hiding something from me and I'm going to figure out what it is. Or you can tell me. She visibly gulps and we get in the car. It takes us 15 minutes to get to Nancy's house and see that she has tears in her eyes. Luke and Bunny get out of the car. Elias Tucker is the husband of Eleanor Tucker. Your foster mother's husband is alive and he is the one who wrote that note. I pull the note out of my pocket and look at it. I don't know who that is. She looks at her fingers. Of course you don't. You don't remember him. Just like you don't remember that me and you have known each other since high school. She gets out of the car and I follow behind her. All I know is that Elias is coming after you for killing his wife. I laugh. Not only was my sister watching my every move but also some weird old man was watching me. We walk up to the house and I look around. You can stand out here and wait. I say to Nancy as I walk up the porch. Luke, can this house hold us? I hear him laugh. Yeah, this house just feels creepy. I walk to the living room and I see a few spots of dry blood. Do you think Nancy's family coming to haunt us? He comes from the kitchen. I believe in that type of shit, so let's not talk about that. I look at him and laugh. Are you serious? He nods his head. Yes, I'm serious. Spirits are always lingering around. All of a sudden we hear something and Luke lets out a high-pitched scream. Bunny comes out of nowhere and laughs. Your voice just went up so high. Luke clears his throat and he pulls Bunny's nose. That wasn't funny at all. She wraps her arms around him and laughs. Yes it was. I look at the sofa and see dry blood all over it. I touch the sofa and Bunny walks up beside me. Can you remember anything yet? I reach for her collar and play with it. Nope, not yet. We continue to look around. I don't think we're going to find anything here. Let's head to my old high school. I say as I'm walking out of a room. Zayden, I found another note. I raise my eyebrow and Luke comes out of a different room. He hands me the note and I read it. If you're reading this it means you are on the right track. This is also telling me that Nancy told you about me or your memory came back. I can't wait to see you. I put the paper in my pocket and Bunny walks up to me. What are you going to do? I shrug my shoulders. I don't know yet. Let's go. We walk outside and see Nancy leaning against the car. I hold the note up for Nancy to see. He knows what I'm doing step by step. When we get to the school you're coming with me. She nods her head and we get in the car. Nancy, we're going straight to the rooftop. Since high school. Nancy POV. Bunny, we're at our old school. Zayden says to Lyric as we get out of the car. Zayden looks at me. Let's get to the roof. I follow behind him. How are we going to get in? He looks at Luke. There's a door behind the school that never seems to lock. I remember a janitor told me about it. We can go through there unless they fix the door. We follow him to the back and get to a brick wall. Luke helps Zayden up the wall by putting his hands together. Zayden steps into his hands and Luke hoists him up. Zayden helps Luke up by grabbing his hand and pulling him up. Luke takes Bunny's hand and Zayden takes my hand and pulls us both up. They help us down and then they jump down themselves. We walk up to a door and Zayden pulls it open. The fact that they haven't gotten this door fixed is so stupid of them. We walk in and I look around. Me and Nancy are going to the roof. You two can go look around. Zayden says to Lyric and Luke as we head in a different direction. Bunny runs off and Luke sighs. Lyric, wait for me. We head up to the roof. Once we get to the top we see a door with a chain and a lock on it. They really hate when students come up here. Zayden says as he pulls at the lock. I cross my arms. because this is where students decide to end it when they can't handle their problems anymore. He looks at me and then pulls at the chain. The chain breaks and he pushes the door open. Were you one of those students? I look at the back of his head. Yeah, but every time I came up here someone was up here with an unusual expression on their face. He looks at me. Me? I nod my head and I walk to the edge of the roof. Every time I came up here to end it all you were up here. Something about you caught my attention. I look straight ahead. When I finally decided to talk to you I asked you why were you always alone. He walks up to me and I finally look at him. That day was also the day my dad punched me in the eye. You asked about the bruise around my eye and I didn't want to talk about it. I see something run through his eyes. After that day I came up here every day to just talk to you and figure out what you were always thinking. We ate lunch together every day. Then people started to notice how we started to hang out. Girls came up to me often asking about you. One of the girls was so hooked on you that she would do anything to get your attention, but she hated how you always had your eyes on this certain girl. He looks up at the sky. I'm trying to remember. I let out a soft laugh. You never talk to anybody but me. You're very manipulative and still is, but the only one who knew that was me. The girl you had your eyes on ends up getting bullied by 4 girls. He looks at me with a glint in his eyes and I smile, catching on now. I turn my whole body to look at him. Zayden, the girl that caught your eye was Lyric. The day your eyes landed on her you kept watching her. Whenever we were at lunch your eyes would always be on her. Autumn hated that your focus was always on Lyric. Autumn bullied Lyric to get your attention. Autumn used to sit with us at lunch and talk to you, but you didn't care. You wanted Lyric, you wanted to break Lyric since the day you saw her. He looks at me, still can't remember? Let's go to the cafeteria. He follows me to the cafeteria and I got to a table in the corner. This is where me and you sat at every day for lunch. I point to the other end of the cafeteria, and that's where Lyric sat. She was always by herself. Never had any friends. He runs his fingers through his hair. Enough about Bunny. What about you? I sit down on the table. Me and you became close. You noticed a new bruise on me every day, but you never said anything about them. You knew how much I wanted to stay away from home that you let me come over to your house every day no matter what. He stands in front of me. The fire? Were you there when it happened? Were you there when I killed my foster mother? I shake my head. I don't know what started the fire. I can't tell you anything about that. You killed her after finding out what she did to you, your sister. He looks at me. What did she do to Jaslyn? I shrug my shoulders. You didn't tell me. You just told me that you killed her for what she did to Jaslyn. He rubs his head. We should stop for today. You're getting a migraine from all of this. We can come back tomorrow. He nods his head and all of a sudden a man runs across the cafeteria. Lyric and Luke runs in after him. Luke, throw the knife. Luke stops running and Bunny continues to run after the man. Lyric. Luke screams her name as he throws the knife. Lyric dodges the knife and it hits the man in the leg. The man stops and seconds later Bunny sweeps his legs making him fall on the floor onto his back. We walk up to the man and Zayden looks at Luke. Who the hell is this? Luke shrugs his shoulders. I don't know, we ran into him while we were in the gym. I look at the man and notice that he has on raggedy clothes. Can I kill him? Lyric asks and the man's eyes widen. What? No. Please don't kill me. I look at Zayden and he sighs. Put him in the car. We'll leave him in the basement for the rest of the day. Lyric tilts her head to the side. What's wrong, Zadie? Zayden looks at Lyric. Nothing. He walks ahead of us and Luke helps the man up. Lyric runs up to Zayden and Luke looks at me. Did he remember anything? I shake my head. No. I look at the man. Why are you here? He looks at me and then groans. Can you pull this knife out of my leg? Luke pulls the knife out and the man screams. You could have warned me. Luke shrugs his shoulders. Want me to put it back in and warn you next time? The man quickly shakes his head and then looks at me. I live here. There's a secret room in the gym and I have been living there. I'm homeless and this is way better than sleeping outside. I look at Luke. Well, you're more than likely are going to die tomorrow. Luke says as we walk outside. What? Why? I did nothing wrong. Luke laughs. The guy who's walking ahead us likes to kill for fun and the woman who's with him is just starting to enjoy killing also. I look at the man. What's your name? He looks at the ground. Barry. We get to the car and he sits in the back with me and Lyric. Once we get back home, Zayden leaves us outside. What exactly did you tell him? I look at Luke. That he had his eyes on Lyric since we were in high school. He arches his eyebrow. Since high school? Really? We take Barry to the basement and I grab the first aid kit. What's the point? You're going to kill me anyway. I sit down beside him and sigh. I'm sorry. He looks up at me and I quickly walk out, leaving him with a bloody wound. Luke follows behind me. Can't we just tell Zayden not to kill him? I shake my head. No, we can't. Especially what he found out today. He's going to want to kill somebody once it all sinks in. He lets out a long sigh. Well, I'm going home to sleep in my bed. Want to join me? I look at him with wide eyes and he laughs. Calm down, it was a joke. I hug myself. You wouldn't want to anyway. I say under my breath. Why wouldn't I? I look at him and he laughs. I have good ears. Tell me, why wouldn't I? I shake my head and he walks up to me. I step back and he pushes me against a wall. Because I'm not pure anymore. Zayden said that men love women who haven't had sex before. Although I was raped by my father and brother, I'm not clean. He hums in response and I look at the floor. Well, I do love women who never had sex. I feel my heart tighten at the truth. It's not my fault. I wish I was clean. I realize I raised my voice and I look up. Sorry, I didn't mean to raise my voice. He smiles. You caught my attention. He steps back from me and grabs his keys. Huh? He laughs at my response. I want to know more about you. Meaning you will be seeing more of me. He walks out after that and I stay in my spot dumbfounded. I go to lock the door and I lean against the door. Cookie walks up to me and I rub her head. I go to Lyric room to check on her and I hear moaning as I get closer to her door. I slowly open the door and see Zayden and Lyric. Zadie, aren't you tired? He bites her neck and she moans. Where did you get that from? She laughs. Yesterday we went 5 rounds. Bunny looks at me and my eyes widen. She smiles as Zayden slides in her. Are we doing rounds again? She kisses Zayden and looks back at me. Bunny, you're so fucking tight. I close the door and I hear Zayden laugh. Was Nancy just at the door? I run to my room and sit down on my bed. I start thinking about what Luke said and sigh. He's a weird man, your type. Zayden POV. I wake up with a naked Bunny on top of me. I move her off of me and go to the bathroom. I get a toothbrush from under the sink and brush my teeth. I face my back to the mirror and see scratches all over my back. Bunny had fun scratching my back up. I finish up brushing my teeth and washing face. I look at my reflection and sigh. Bunny walks in and looks down. Morning wood. I look down and hold my dick. She brushes her teeth and I stand behind her. Once she finishes brushing her teeth, she bends down and I put 2 fingers inside her. She lets out a soft moan and I pull my fingers out. I back away and turn the shower on. I step in once it gets warm and I pull her in with me. I push her against the wall and she laughs. You have hickeys all over you. She turns around and sticks her ass out. Zadie. She moans out and I laugh. I slowly slide in her and I groan. Shit. I bend down and bite her neck. I move my hips and she gasps. More. Rise and shine. Get the fuck out the shower and come down to the kitchen. Kane comes in the bathroom and I look at him. Okay, now get out. Bunny grinds her ass and she moans, let him watch. I wink at Kane and he runs out, I rather not. I start fucking Bunny and she screams. I rub her clit and she throws her head back, Zadie. I suck on her ear and she tightens around me. Her legs start shaking and I laugh as she orgasm. I pull out and come all over her ass. We wash ourselves up and then get out. Bunny puts on a robe and I put on some shorts and a t-shirt. We go downstairs and I see an unknown man. Who's this? Kane looks at me, this is Theo. The man glares at Kane, it's Leo. You're doing that on purpose. I look at the man I now know as Leo, why are you here? He lets out a sigh, I'm filling in for Neil today. He went somewhere with Nova. I look over at Luke, you stayed again? He shakes his head, no, I left. I just got here a few minutes ago. Bunny walks up to Kane, hey, Kane. Kane smiles at Bunny, hey, Lyric. Bunny looks at Leo and smiles. She opens her robe and Kane quickly covers his face and Luke chokes on his food. Bunny raises her eyebrow, I knew it. Leo raises his eyebrow, knew what? She closes her robe, you like men. Let's be friends. I look at Leo and Luke picks up his plate and move to the other side of the table. You're nowhere near my type. I like cute men who are small and petite. Luke pouts, I'm cute. Leo shakes his head, no, you're not. Kane and Bunny start laughing and Luke's mouth drops, anyway, where's the man at? I tilt my head to the side, man? What man? Luke gets over his shock, the one we found at the school yesterday. I point to the basement, he's not dead yet. Kane shakes his head, yeah, you're not going to kill him. I follow him to the basement and the man wakes up. Fear crosses his face, he's my type. You're definitely not killing him. I look at Leo, how did you know he was even here? I told them. I look at Nancy, why? How did you even tell them? You don't have a phone. She looks at the floor and then at me, while you were asleep, I told them while using your phone. I look at the man and he looks at the floor, you're going to live, but this man right here is going to have his way with you. I point at Leo and his eyes widen, what the hell? Bunny bends down in front of the man, it's okay. Although you don't want to have sex with a man, it's better than dying, right? The man looks at Bunny with tears in his eyes, you made him cry, Bunny. She looks at me, me? I was helping him look on the bright side. Kane drops his head, just stop, both of you. I start laughing and Bunny looks back at the man, what's your name? The man sniffles, Barry. Bunny points at Leo, this is Theo. He likes men and you're his type. Sex with him should be good. He's sexy and he looks like he has a big dick. Luke starts laughing and Leo looks at Kane, what the hell is wrong with these people? I laugh, Bunny just because he's good looking doesn't mean his dick is big. She looks at me with a pout, but you're good looking and your dick is the best. She crawls towards me and I bend down in front of her. I look down her robe, I'm also the only dick you ever had. She licks her lips, do Bunny wants a kiss? She nods her head and I kiss her on the lips. She moans in the kiss and Kane clears his throat, okay, don't start fucking. You just did that like 20 minutes ago. I stand up and Bunny puts her hand on top of my dick. She kisses my dick through my shorts, Zadie, I want you. I feel my dick get hard and I pull her up. I crash my lips to hers and she moans. Me and Bunny are going to go fuck. Kane POV. They walk out and I roll my eyes. Thank God. Leo says as he lets out a sigh of relief, I told you that they were a lot to handle. He glares at me, you told me that they were a little different from the usual people I deal with. I laugh, they are, aren't they? He runs his fingers through his hair, I'm done talking. I feel a headache coming after dealing with them too. I look at Barry, why are you here? Did you try to kill one of them or something? His eyes widen and he quickly shakes his head, no. They found me in the school and brought me here. Luke clears his throat. Me and Nancy don't want Zayden to kill him and he didn't do anything wrong. So we thought it would be best if you were to take him. I look at Leo and he shrugs his shoulders. Don't look at me. I don't make decisions. I look back at Barry. You can come with us. This man here is going to take you in. What? Why me? I look at Leo and laugh, because he's your type. Luke bends down in front of Barry. I still think I'm cute. You sure I'm not your type? He asks as he stares at Barry's face. Leo glares at me. Just because he's my type doesn't mean anything. I just met Theo today, but I think he's the type who likes to bully his sex partners. Luke says and I burst out laughing. Oh my god. That is funny. I hold my stomach and Leo pushes me. My name is Leo. Would you stop talking about my type? And stop telling him weird shit. Luke stands up and raises his eyebrow. I said Leo, didn't I? Leo glares at him and I laugh even harder. I can't breathe. Let's get upstairs. You can take a shower and I'll bring you some fresh clothes. We look at Nancy and she is taking Barry out of the basement. We go up to the kitchen and I look at Luke. Why were y'all at a high school? I sit down. We went to Zayden's old high school. That's all I'm going to tell you. I hum in response. I'm not going to push forward then. We go to the backyard and the bear cubs run up to us. I bend down and rub their heads. Kovu walks up to us. Does everybody in Black Dragon have a wild animal as their pet? Leo asks as he looks the cubs and Kovu with a dumbfounded look. 30 minutes later Barry and Nancy come outside. Barry's eyes widen when he sees Kovu. He steps back. He has a tiger? That's a tiger. He runs inside and I laugh. Nancy, do you want to tell us what's going on with Zayden? She looks at me and then at the ground. You don't have to. We just want to make sure nobody is getting hurt. She looks at me with confusion in her eyes. Hurt? I nod my head. Zayden has a breaking point. I feel like whatever y'all are doing is going to lead him to that point. Luke lets out a soft laugh. You don't have to worry about that. I look at Nancy and she is staring at Luke. Yeah, Luke's right. I nod my head. Okay. We go back to the kitchen and see Lyric and Zayden. We're going to go ahead and leave. Barry, you're coming with us. You will be staying with Theo. Fear runs through Barry's eyes and Leo groans. All that shit y'all told him got him scared. Lyric laughs. It's okay, Theo. Leo glares at Lyric. Why are you calling me Theo? She raises her eyebrows. Why? Because Kane calls you Theo. Luke laughs. It was nice meeting you, Theo. Don't be too rough with him, Theo. Zayden says. I start laughing. This is making my day. I hold my stomach and Leo lets out a long sigh. I'm going to the car. Barry, let's go. Barry lets out a small whimper and I laugh. You're scaring Barry. It's all of y'all fault telling him shit. I don't care anymore. He can stay here. He storms off towards the car and Barry looks at me. I clear my throat. Well, it looks like me and Barry are going to leave now. See y'all later. We walk to the car and I start laughing when I see Leo glaring at the trees. What are you laughing at? We get in the car. I'm going to start having you work with them. It's funny. He shakes his head. No. Hell no. Fuck that. I'm not working with them. Missing the view. Zayden POV. Dream. I'm Nancy. You? I look at the girl I now know as Nancy, Zayden. We are on the roof and she sits down beside me. I look at her and see that she has a new bruise on her. You decided to skip your morning classes. I nod my head and she laughs. Want to sit with me at lunch? I ask her and she slowly nods her head. Yeah. We continue to talk to each other. I thought about asking her about the bruises, but I can tell she doesn't want to talk about it. We are now at lunch and we go to my usual table. I sit down and Nancy sits across from me. From the corner of my eye, I see Autumn walking towards us. "Hey, Zayden." She looks at Nancy. "Who's this?" Nancy shows her a smile. "I'm Nancy." Autumn smiles back at her. "I'm Autumn. I haven't seen you around before." Nancy shrugs her shoulders. "Zayden invited me to sit with him at lunch." Autumn sits down beside me and I scoot over. I look across the cafeteria and my eyes land on a girl. We make eye contact and she quickly looks away. I continue to watch her. "Zayden, did you hear a word I just said?" "Who is she?" I ask aloud. "Who is who?" Nancy turns around and then look at me. "I have no idea." Autumn sucks her teeth and gets up. She walks away from us and I take a sip of my water. "Isn't she your girlfriend?" I look at Nancy and laugh. "No, she's just some girl who likes me." I look back over at the girl and she looks at me. I wink at her and she looks away. I want her. Nancy turns around and looks back at me. "Go talk to her." I shake my head. "Not that type of want. A different want." She arches her eyebrow. "There's such thing as a different want." The bell rings and I look at my watch. "Let's just skip the rest of the day. Want to come to my house?" She looks at me. "Aren't your parents home?" I shake my head. "No, my foster mother is at work and my sister is at school." We walk out of the cafeteria and get in my car. "I didn't know you had a sister." I look at her. "You didn't ask." She's my twin sister. She goes to a different school from me. We get to my house and she looks at me. "Why did you invite me?" We walk into the house and we go up to my room. "Because I know you were going to go back to the roof. You can stay as long as you like." She smiles at me. "Why are you always alone?" "The real reason." I raise my eyebrow. "You ask a lot of questions." She shrugs her shoulders and I sit down on my bed. "I like to watch." "Watch?" She questions. "Yeah. The girl that I saw earlier, I want to watch her. She's getting bullied and I want to see how she will turn out." She rolls her eyes. "Who is she getting bullied by?" I kick my shoes off. "Autumn is bullying her." She sits down beside me. "Why not watch Autumn?" I scoff. "Who said I wasn't watching her? I'm watching both of them, but the one I want is the girl." She takes off her coat and I see bruises up and down her arm. "You don't play sports and you don't get bullied. I can tell it's someone at home. Whenever you're ready you can tell me." She hugs herself and slowly nods her head. "Can I stay the night?" I nod my head and she shows me a small smile. "You're manipulative, aren't you?" I smile at her. "Maybe. Why you ask?" She takes off her shoes. "Because you said you wanted that girl but not the one that I'm thinking of." "What kind of want?" Euro 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 euro. Zayden. Wake up. I open my eyes and see Luke standing over me. What? I am outside laying down in my hammock. What the hell were you dreaming about? I do a long stretch and groan. It wasn't a dream, but some of my memory came back. He sits down in the hammock across from mine. What do you remember so far? I rub my eyes, that I've known Nancy and Autumn since high school. He rocks back and forth. Also, I may have been the reason why Bunny was getting bullied. He hums in response. Why are you the reason? Kovu walks up to me and sits down in between us. Nancy said that I have been watching Bunny since before. I didn't believe her until some of my memory came back. Why did Autumn start bullying Lyric? I shrug my shoulders. Jealousy. I think. He rolls his eyes. It was always me and Nancy during high school, but my attention was always on Bunny. I rub Kovu's head. Where's Nancy? He points towards the house. She's feeding Cookie and Tiger. Baloo and Oscar run up to us and I see a string and a piece of paper around Oscar's neck. I take the string and paper off of her and read the note. I'll see you at your next stop. Let's get a drink together when we meet in Greece. I hand the note to Luke and his eyes widen. How did he know about Greece? Wait, how does he know where you live? I stand up and walk back into the house. I call for Nancy and find her in the living room. Luke hands her the note and she looks at me. Why, you don't think I have something to do with this, do you? I look at her and I see hurt run through her eyes. Why would you think that? I shrug my shoulders. I don't know. Bunny, let's go. I walk past her and Bunny runs up to me. Where are we going? I grab my car keys. We're going to find us something fun to do tonight. She looks towards Nancy. Is something wrong, Nancy? I hear Nancy sniffle. No, I'm fine. I'm going to go outside with Kovu for a little. I'll see you when you get back. I turn around and see Nancy walking outside. Bunny looks at Luke. Did I miss something? Luke looks at me. No, you didn't. I'll stay here and keep her company. Bunny nods her head and then walks up to me. We walk out to my car. There's a new club and I found someone on my list who goes there often. We get in the car and head towards the club. Do we have to wait in the line? I shrug my shoulders. Maybe. 30 minutes later we are at the club. I show Bunny a picture and she scrunches up her face. He's an old man. I laugh. He's in his mid-40s. We walk to the entrance and see no line. Is there no line? He looks at me and opens the door for us. Nope. We walk in and all you see is a wave of people. I go to the bar and put Bunny in between me and the bar. She starts dancing to the music as I order me a drink. Did you and Nancy have a fight? I look down at her. No. She grinds against me to the music and I take a sip of my drink. From the corner of my eye, I see a woman staring at me. I look at the woman and she winks at me. The woman seems to be older than me although she doesn't look it. I finish my drink and order a new one. Zadie, can I go dance? I push against her and smile down at her. Am I that boring? She shakes her head. No, I want to find the man for you. I kiss her on the lips and she wraps her arms around my neck. I deepen the kiss and she moans. I pull away. Go dance. She lets me go and I see that the woman from earlier is staring at me again. I pick up my drink and walk over to her. I lean against the bar beside her. May I ask, why do you keep staring at me? She takes a sip of her drink. No reason. When something or someone catches my eye I can't help but to stare. She touches my arm. I have someone who has the same goal as you. I raise my eyebrow. What's my goal? She stands up and whispers in my ear, Elias Tucker. My eyes widen in shock as she walks away. Seconds later I come back to my senses and I look around for the woman. I go to the dance floor and look around. I look towards the exit and see her. I rush towards her and grab her arm. How the fuck do you know that name? She looks at me and smiles. I wouldn't worry about that right now. The girl you came with just got taken by some older man. I would worry about that first. I tighten my grip on her arm and she raises her eyebrow. We'll meet again sooner than later. She snatches her arm out of my grip and walks off. I run my fingers through my hair and turn back around. I walk to the back of the club and towards the VIP section and see Bunny struggling to fight off a man. The man licks her neck and laughs. You should have thought twice before seducing me. He kisses her on the lips and I grab him by his shirt. I pull him off of Bunny and he looks up at me. What the hell? Who the fuck are you? I show him a smile. I really hate when people put their lips on Bunny. He stands up and dusts himself off. Fuck you. Mind your damn business. I slowly pull a poison needle out of my pocket and put it against his neck. Come with me or I'll stab you in the neck without a care in the world. He visibly gulps. Me and the woman was just having fun. She seduced me. I look at Bunny and see blood on her lips. Why is her lip bleeding? He looks at the woman and then at me. I was a little bit too rough with her. I hum in response, let's go. I push him towards the exit and we head to my car. Bunny gets in the back and I drive to the middle of nowhere. We get out of the car and I pull my gun out. We're going into the woods. Once we get far enough from the main road, I shoot him in the foot. He lets out a loud scream and I send Kane my location. I look at Bunny, come here. She walks up to me and I lift her face up. I run my thumb over her bottom lip. I notice a small cut that should heal up in a day or two. First you punched her and then you had the nerve to kiss her. I don't like sharing and definitely don't like it when people scratch up my things. Not only that, but you also licked her neck. He looks at me with wide eyes. I didn't know she was in a relationship. I swear. She came on to me. Did you, Bunny? She looks at me and laughs, maybe. I hum in response and I pull my phone out. I go to an app that controls Bunny's collar. I turn the collar on and she screams. Ah! Ah! The man watches in fear. Another man's lips were on yours. Now he's going to die because of you. Although I was going to kill him anyway, she starts laughing and I turn the volume up on the collar. Ah! Ha ha ha! Ah! She falls to the ground and I turn it off. She starts coughing and I look at the man. Wait, you're really going to kill me because of her? I didn't do anything wrong. I tap my gun on my chin. You hit her, did you not? You kissed her, right? You also licked her neck, am I lying? Bunny starts laughing again and she crawls to the man. Zadie hates when other people touch me. Her hair is covering her face and she moans, Zadie. She crawls to me and touches my dick. I feel myself get hard and I turn the collar back on. Ah! Stop. I'm sorry. I laugh, sorry? That's not what I want to hear. I bend down in front of her and she has tears in her eyes. Who do you belong to? I turn the collar off and she smiles. Why you? I belong to Zadie. She whispers out. She lets out a soft moan and I shoot the man in his other foot. He grabs his foot and scream, what the hell? I ignore his cries and I sit down on the ground and lean against a tree. Bunny crawls on top of me and grinds against. I belong to Zadie. She undoes my pants and pulls my dick out. She slowly sits down on me and she moans. Show him that you belong to me. I whisper in her ear. She bounces up and down. I groan when she starts grinding her hips. See Zadie, more. She moans against my lips and I smile. I put her on her back and I fuck her. I suck on her neck and she arches her back. From the corner of my eye and see the man moving. Bunny reaches for the gun and shoot him in the arm. He screams in pain, don't move. I'm supposed to show you that I belong to Zadie. She looks at me and I feel something rush over me. I crash my lips to hers and I fuck her slow and deep, ah. So deep. I lick from her neck to her ear, that was so fucking sexy. Bunny, you're the best. I pull away from her and put her left leg on my shoulder and hug her leg. She arches her back as I move my hips slower. Her legs start shaking and I smile. Bunny likes it when I fuck her slow and deep. I feel myself get closer and she rolls her eyes to the back of her head, harder. Zadie. I do as she says and fuck her harder. All of a sudden she squirts and I laugh. You really are a squirter, Bunny. I let out a low groan after 3 more strokes and I pull out. I come all over her stomach and she shivers. She puts a finger in my sperm and then puts her finger her mouth. I like the way Zadie tastes. She shows me a tired smile and I laugh. She lays down and seconds later she lets out soft snores. I let out a long breath and fix my pants. I pick up my gun and walk over to the man. Did you enjoy the show? He glares at me and I smile. I put the gun to his forehead. Who does she belong to? He looks at me and then at the ground. You. She belongs to you. I shoot him in the head and sigh, that is correct. I look at Bunny and see that her dress is ruined. I take my coat off and put it on her. I sit down beside her and put her head on my lap. I look up at the sky and see stars. Bunny, you sleep after one round? You're missing the view above our heads, little birdie. Unknown POV. Did you really have to approach him? Was that the only idea that came to mind? I look at Jermaine. What? I had to see how he was. He crosses his arms. Well? How is he? I look at him and then out the window. That is something I can't give you a straight answer to. He rolls his eyes and I laugh. We are at a hotel resting up. Didn't I tell you that he's with Kane now? Meaning he's going to go back and tell Kane that you approached him. I shake my head. Doesn't matter. It would be different if he had seen you, but he saw me. I'm dead, remember? Zayden POV. Who knew you would enjoy looking at the stars? I turn around and see Kane and Leo. I smile at Leo. Back so soon, Theo? I thought you weren't coming back. Missed me. He glares at me. Hell no. I stand up and he looks down at a sleeping bunny. I pick her up bridal style and he raises an eyebrow. What happened to her? I smile at him. She passed out after I gave her some dick. He lets out a long sigh. Why did I even ask? I tilt my head to the side. You don't believe me. It's true though. Look, she still has my nut all over her. He holds his hand up and rubs the bridge between his eyes. I can't with you. I believe you. Kane starts laughing. Come back to my place in the morning. I need to talk to you. Confusion crosses his face. I walk away after that and I head to my car. I put Bunny in the car and I put the seatbelt on her. I get in the car and head home. Once we get home I take Bunny up to her room. I lay her on the bed and then walk out. I stand in front of the door and sigh, fuck it. I walk back into the room and go to the bathroom. I get a washcloth and run it under some warm water. I go to Bunny and wipe her face. I clean her stomach off and clean in between her legs. I take the coat off of her and put the cover on top of her. I put the towel up and then walk out. I lean my head against the door and then slightly bang my head on the door. Damn it. Just fuck it all. I walk back into the room and take my clothes off and keeping my boxers on. I get in the bed with her and I turn my back towards her. She scoots closer to me and I let out a soft sigh. Minutes later sleep takes over me. Morning. I wake up to the sound of Tiger meowing. I open my eyes and see him on my chest staring at me. I push him off and he screeches. Why is it every time I'm sleeping you must wake me up by standing on my chest? He lifts his tail and rubs against Bunny trying to wake her up. She slowly opens her eyes and looks at me. I get up and go brush my teeth. I do my morning routine and then walk back to the bed. I get back in the bed and put my face in the pillow. I hear Bunny get up and go to the bathroom. She comes back 10 minutes later. She gets on top of me. Did you kill the guy from last night? I nod my head, yeah. I turn around on my back and I put my hands on her thighs. I missed it. I shrug my shoulders. You didn't miss anything. I just shot him in the head. All of a sudden Kane walks in along with Leo. Hey, Theo. Bunny smiles at him and Leo groans. I'm not even going to entertain it. I look at Kane. Why are you covering your eyes? He points at Bunny. She's naked. I only look at one naked woman. I roll my eyes and Bunny looks around. Nancy didn't bring me a robe. I don't know where she put them. I sit up, go to my room and get a shirt. Her eyes brighten up. Really? I can get another shirt? I nod my head and she runs out. Leo closes the door behind her and Kane looks at me. What do you need to talk to me about? Tiger sits on my lap and I push him off. He comes back and sits down beside me. Some woman approached me last night. She knows about Elias Tucker. Kane puts his hands in his pocket. Who is Elias Tucker to you? I let out a long sigh. Foster dad. Kane looks at me and then rubs his face. Wait a minute, You said you only had a foster mother. You didn't tell us anything about a foster dad. I shake my head. I didn't say I only had a foster mother. You assume I did, I just never brought my foster dad up. My foster dad is alive and he actually wants to kill me for killing his wife, aka my foster mother. I don't know if he knows that I killed his sister. Let's just assume he does. Cain starts pacing back and forth. How do you know he wants to kill you? I rub Tiger's head and he purrs. Why else would he be keeping tabs on me? Not only was my sister watching me, but he was also watching me. Cain groans. Why the hell did you even kill your foster mother? All of a sudden a memory flashes in my head. I hold my head and let out a low groan. There's no need to know that. She's dead now. He rolls his eyes. Yeah, she's dead, but now her husband's coming after you. I shake my head. No, I'm going to him. Confusion crosses his face. What? He knows I'm going to Greece. He wants to meet there. Cain drops his head and lets out a long sigh. I don't even know what the hell to say. You're going, aren't you? I nod my head and laugh. Of course I am. Bunny's bully is there. Bunny kills her bully and I kill him. Leo shakes his head. Cain's getting headache from all of this. Let's talk about this woman who approached you. I look at Leo. She was a dark-skinned woman. She carried herself really well, but you can tell that she's in her mid or late 40s. She said that she knows someone who has the same goal as me. Leo leans against the wall. Goal? What's your goal? I smile. To kill my foster dad. Cain looks at me. So this woman is also looking for Elias Tucker, not for herself but for someone else. I nod my head, and I'm going to find him first. I move Tiger off of me. I don't really remember why I killed my foster mother. But some of my memories are slowly coming back. I get out of the bed and stretch. Nancy helped me get some of my memory back. I was starting to feel like she was working with him, but her reaction yesterday told me differently. Leo kicks himself off the wall. Are you the reason why she looks like she's been crying all night? I nod my head. Yeah, I'll talk to her later. Jaslyn POV. Autumn, why is my brother the reason for your bullying? I am in the bed with my laptop and Autumn is in the bathroom doing her makeup. Didn't we have a deal? If I tell you, will you tell me the reason why you want to kill your brother? I roll my eyes. Forget it. I hear her laugh and I look out the window. Is Zayden really your only family? I nod my head. You can say that. My foster mother is dead and foster dad just disappeared off the face of the earth. She comes out of the bathroom. Foster dad? You never said anything about a foster dad. I close my laptop, because he wasn't around. All of a sudden my phone starts ringing. I pick my phone up and walk to the balcony. I answer the phone. Hello. The person starts laughing and I look at my phone. Who the hell is this? How's my baby girl doing? Your brother seems to still have no clear memory of me. I turn around to make sure Autumn isn't around. I bite the inside of my mouth. You have some nerve calling me. He laughs again. You're smart, but not that smart. You're not really that talented when it comes to tracing things. I taste blood in my mouth. Soon I will be able to see you and your twin brother. Although your brother will not be able to go back home. I scoff. Why is that? He lets out a long sigh. He killed my wife and younger sister. Do you really think I'm going to let him live? I drop my head. A little birdie is going around saying you want to kill him yourself. I run my fingers through my hair. Is that so? Tell your birdie I said mind their damn business. I hang up after that and I dial a number. How much longer do I have to do this? She laughs into the phone. Not that long. They'll be over there soon. Just give them a few more days. I'll call them to see what's going on. We hang up after that and I look up at the sky. The shit I go through because of you, Zayden.